celebrate the joys of life, and to console each other.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show. Later, you know what it is. Hey, Ham Solo. It's time, baby. Low. It's time how we do. Hey. They said, we said we hit. They said, we said we on. They said, we said we strong. They said, we said we go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said, we said we in. They said, we said we on. They said, we said strong. They said, we said go. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you man, I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a wheel. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you on red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you red fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blizzard. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pivot. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said go.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Lowdown on TSWS Gaming. I'm your host, Loke7, and joining me this week is Mr. Madlax Games. Unfortunately, Ham will not be available because life happens, a situation in his personal circle is affecting his availability today. We wish him all the best for him and his loved ones. But we're here. Yeah. We're doing it. We're doing it every single Wednesday. Come rain, come fire, come brimstone. We're doing it. I'm Loke7. That's Madlax Games. Mr. Matt, how you doing and what you been playing this past week?
I'm doing pretty good. I've been playing, surprisingly. In fact, I'm even playing it now, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Because I'm very excited for Shadows. And I thought about playing Odyssey again, but I've already beat Odyssey like 4 times at this point. So I was between Origins or Valhalla, and Valhalla is the newer one. So I'm like, okay, well then I'll play Valhalla while I wait. So that's pretty much what I've been playing. That, Space Marine, NBA, Starfield. I'm getting ready for the new DLC for Starfield later this month, so I can't wait for that. But yeah, that's what I've been playing.
All right, good stuff. I've been playing Football Manager, which I streamed yesterday on TSWS. I've been playing Football Manager. What else? Cyberpunk. I'm trying not to play it, but it's freaking Cyberpunk, dude.
Did you beat the DLC?
I haven't. I'm doing a new playthrough.
Me either.
I'm doing a new playthrough right now. And I'm doing it with a different build. So the first time I played Cyberpunk, I went with my favorite, right? The shotgun build. Like I was a tank, bro. Like I was only leveling up my body, health and I was just one-shotting everything with shotguns. And when I beat it the first 2 times, there was no new game plus. I'm not sure. Do they have new game plus right now?
I have no idea. I haven't beat it since the 2.0 update, so I don't know. I beat it a couple times before that, so I can't say.
Yeah, so I beat it twice with the shotgun build. Sorry. The first time I did the shotgun build. The second time rifles. now I'm going with pistols. I'm doing a pistol build. I'm trying to hack a bit more. It's interesting,
Yep.
right?
It's like a whole new
So
game
yeah,
when
dude,
you get into hacking.
I'm telling you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you say it, people are like bullshit. It's the same old cyberpunk. You
No,
just,
it's not.
dude, it's a brand new game. I
But
promise you.
I beat the game like 3 times, and I never understood the hacking or like cyber attacks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I just started trying to get into it, and it's literally like a whole new game.
And if you level that shit up, bro,
Mm-hmm.
it's god tier. It's god tier to
Absolutely.
the point where I will walk into a room and I only have to shoot like 2 guys in a room of like 8 dudes. There's
Yeah,
so much stuff you can do with the new build. It's an awesome game.
it's crazy. I might
Yeah.
play that while we're doing this. I'll just do gigs.
Richie said he tried the 5-hour demo and convinced him to purchase. I'm telling you, bro, Cyberpunk, right? And Oshus went at me in the comment section. Matt,
What do you say?
I said this on Twitter. Please tell me if I'm off my rocker. Tell me if I'm exaggerating, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe, right? I believe Cyberpunk is no doubt one of the greatest RPGs, period. Not even like RPG with guns, or just one of the greatest RPGs of all time.
Yeah.
Am I
Yeah,
crazy?
that's not crazy. That's like I would probably agree with that. I mean, off the top of my head, I'm thinking
Mass Effect,
Skyrim.
obviously.
Skyrim's #1 for me. Mass Effect would be up there. Uh,
Baldur's Gate 2 for me. Like,
Fallout
I can't
3 and
replay it.
4. I love them. I can't. I haven't. I need to get into Baldur's Gate 3. I haven't played 2 or certainly not 1, but I was enjoying 3. What I played of it.
Yeah.
Maybe by the time I end that, then that will be up there as well. But like this, CD Projekt Red is just. I know you didn't like The Witcher. I love The Witcher, but I put this right up there also.
Yeah. Yeah. You know I don't
Like,
like The Witcher.
dude, Cyberpunk is one of the. Also, the fact like I love immersive sims. Cyberpunk is basically just a huge open world immersive sim.
And it feels so real.
Yes, it's incredible. It's definitely
Like, I
like a
don't,
top 3 game this generation.
yeah, like I don't even know, like, if I don't know if Cyberpunk is. Sorry, I lost my chain of thought, my train of thought. So I was just thinking just how amazing freaking Cyberpunk
Yes.
is. It's wild. It's wild to me. Like when I said that on Twitter, Oshus he wasn't having it, but yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only crazy one. If that is a crazy sentiment, I'm glad I'm not the only crazy one. Oh yeah, okay. Now I remember what I wanted to say. Baldur's Gate 2 for me at the time when I played it, one of the goats. One of the goats
Hmm.
at the time. I tried to replay it because I have it on my Xbox collection. I tried to replay it and it's just not hitting the same. And I'm not even trying to
Yeah.
say that it's not as good as it was in terms of writing or whatever, but I think at a certain point, gameplay is
It's just
key.
old.
Or,
It's just
or
old.
gameplay does affect the game itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's very few games
That hold
that
up.
are
Like
that
Space
are
Marine 1.
yeah that are that old that are just that good still. Like
Yeah.
especially for me, and we're not. I'm not talking about RPGs anymore, but for me, Halo C. I think the story in Halo C kind of stinks, but like
Yeah.
I can turn that on and play it in the original graphics mode, and still it's pretty amazing. That's not the case for most games of that age.
Now I'm taking it as a challenge. Trying to think of games that hold up. Um and I have to be honest here, right?
It's hard to think of them.
Metal Gear Solid 1 does not hold up.
I thought you were going to say it does. Look, well, God bless you. I thought you
It
were going to try to
does
lie to
not.
me.
No, like I'm just being legit, like
Have
straight up, right? Metal Gear Solid 1 is only playable if you play like Twin Snakes. Have you played Twin Snakes?
I played Twin? No, I have it. I have it,
Okay,
but I haven't played it.
okay, so Twin Snakes is actually it still holds up. Twin Snakes is essentially they took the graphics for Metal Gear Solid 2 and put them on MGS1 and changed a couple of like audio stuff and whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so
D-
Twin Snakes still holds up. But I'm trying to
I'd
think
have
of
to
like
start on. I got
great
to start
games
on
from back
3.
then. And yeah, dude, isn't it crazy that the original Mario still holds up?
Yeah, you can definitely like.
That's
I mean,
crazy,
that's
dude.
something you could
That's
give to any kid
insane.
right now, and they'd probably have a pretty good time with it.
That's what for me. That's crazy. Yes, Raichi, that Metal Gear Solid on the GameCube, that was Twin Snakes. That was not the original on that came out on PlayStation. That was Twin Snakes. Um,
I wouldn't mind
I
getting a
didn't.
GameCube. I've never had a GameCube.
Dude, I'm so bad with retro games. You know why? Retro consoles. It's not because I don't have a problem with retro consoles. It's just again, I'm not trying to sound like a bitch here complaining or whatever, but we don't have physical games in Mozambique. So
Oh, well, yeah, I don't blame you.
even if I owned a PS2, then what?
Yeah, what would you do with it? It's pointless.
You know,
Yeah, definitely.
what then? What are you gonna do? You just keep it as in like an ornament or decoration or something, because there's no places for PS2 games over here. And although we used to burn a lot of games, right, back in the day, no one's burning games anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
It's all, it's all about vouchers and stuff like that.
That stinks. I
Yeah.
So just owning a retro console over there is pretty just a paperweight, really.
It's pretty pointless.
Yikes.
It's real. It's real. I think it's to the point that even if I lived in South Africa, I'm thinking about all the stores that I've been to in South Africa when I was there. And this, I'm talking about like 2000 and what, 12, 15. And there were, I don't remember seeing like large catalogs of PS2 games, PS1 games, physical. I don't remember seeing any of that.
Hmm.
Yeah. So retro is really like for you guys. Over here, it's over.
It
Don't
might
nobody
not be
care.
very soon once they start raising the prices of it. Once physical media completely dies in about 3 years,
Yeah.
and they start jacking the prices of every single disc known to man, it might not be. It might not be
Like
anymore.
Raichi says in the comment section, flagship phone can emulate a whole bunch of games,
Mm-hmm.
um not just GameCube, but PS2, everything.
Yep. Steam
Welcome
Deck.
in the legendary Yobi. Peace, love, life. Appreciate you, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're not doing it on camera today because I'm just gonna be honest. I'm having a hell of a week at work. So I barely made it in for the show. If anyone was paying attention, I barely made like the thumbnail and the like the link to YouTube just now. So that's why we're not doing it on video today. But Friday, it's back to normal.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'm happy. I'm actually yeah. I'm glad. I'm glad I'm not crazy yet. Thank you so much for restoring my faith in myself. Because for a moment there was like, maybe Cyberpunk is not that great. You
No,
know?
Cyberpunk's that good. Cyberpunk's always been that good. It's just people, I mean, you know, if you played it on the original Xbox One or the PS4, You probably got a sour taste in your mouth.
I mean, I did for a solid 2 3 years. I even refused to play it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I had a friend who was really looking forward to Cyberpunk, and he couldn't get the consoles on because they sold out.
Yeah,
And he's like, I gotta play it, and he already had it pre-ordered. And dude, I talked to him like the day after he played it, and he sounded like his life was just in ruins after
damn,
playing that. He didn't he was looking forward to that for like years at that point. And then he played it
damn.
on the fat VCR Xbox One, and he's like, "This is one of the most disappointing things I've ever experienced in my life."
In my life, dude. And a lot of people will take it as you're exaggerating when you say in your life. This is one of the worst things. A lot of people will take it like you're being dramatic. But
Nah,
I
yeah,
I I 100% feel what he's saying. You know what I mean?
hmm
It's it was a terrible week for me. It wasn't even just like a night. I
yep,
took time off work. I took vacation days off work because I was like,
yeah,
yo, it's about to go down. It's me and Night City. And that week, what's happening? I jump on. The first thing that happens, and I remember I made sure I sent the kids to like their grandmas. I told the wife, don't bother me. You know what I mean? I had everything set up, bro. I had the 1X and everything. Let's go, baby.
Hmm.
Oh my God. And then I boot that
Man,
travesty up. That
that's
destroyed me.
insane. I remember
That,
too, like before it launched, they were like marketing it with the one. Dude, I had the Cyberpunk Xbox One X. I had it.
ooh, now
Um,
that hurts even more.
that thing was cool as shit, though. I'll say that. I mean, it couldn't run Cyberpunk to save its life, but
Couldn't
it was
run the
cool.
game. Talk
It was
about
cool as
irony,
hell.
man. Talk about irony.
I remember they were like marketing Cyberpunk with the Xbox One X too. Like they would like before the game came out, they were like showing screenshots. Here's what it looks like little gameplay clips. Here's what it looks like running on Xbox One X.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that looks amazing. And then I saw people's gameplay online with the Xbox One X and the base Xbox One. I'm like, Jesus, what happened? What just happened?
Dude, I remember the whole thing. The game was breaking on me. And I was like, are my eyes damaged? Like, is something wrong with me? And then I went online and I posted, like, guys, is everyone having problems with Cyberpunk? And I got a whole bunch of people like tagging me, retweeting, and telling me, check this out. People were making because you guys in the States get stuff earlier than me, right? So
hmm
what happened was you guys had already freaked out. And because I'm not always online, I had just left work and I was like, let's do this. And I went home. I wasn't even worried about social media. Next thing I know, boom, it's popping off on the internet. And you guys had already moved on from the rage part, right? You guys were already at peace and you were memeing on it. And I was pissed. Damn low, CD Project Red fucked you up. Dude, dude, I spent 2 or 3 years people praising the crap out of it. Remember, Yobi, people were praising this game.
hmm
Oh, it's amazing.
I was
Oh
one of
yes,
them too.
yes. And you were always on my ass, Matt. Like, dude, you should play this. You should. And I was like, dude, them motherfuckers can kiss my ashy ass. That's
I
how much I hated Cyberpunk.
I was one of those people, dude, because I was lucky enough to play it on the Series X at launch, and other than some like general bugs here and there, I didn't have an issue with it. And I certainly never had anything game breaking. I know a lot of people
Of
were complaining
course,
about game
bro.
breaking bugs.
You were playing it on the X, bro.
I
I was
didn't see none of that, and
I
I
was
was in
playing it,
love.
Matt. I was playing it on the wrong X. I was playing it on the 1X instead of the
Yep,
Series X.
yep,
That was my
yep.
problem.
That's a damn shame.
Oh my God. Ty,
A lot of people went through that.
true, true. Welcome in, Ty. Hated Cyberpunk. Dude, I've been explaining myself. Clearly,
Yeah,
Ty is new to the channel.
he just
Ty is
came
new to the
in.
channel. Yeah, yeah. It's like when people say, Oh, look, why do you hate The Last of Us Part 2? Oh, bro. Do you have an hour?
It's
Do
a
you have an
phenomenal
hour?
game. Sensational story.
Oh,
Iconic. I'd even say iconic.
sure,
Legendary
man.
game. I would
Sure,
say that. I'm
sure.
really looking forward to Last of Us Part 3. Honestly, I hope that Naughty Dog never creates a new IP again. I hope it's just Last of Us. I'm really looking forward to that. And I hope we go until like Ellie's like 65. We just keep making them until she's like in her 60s and 70s. Just kicking ass. Just beating the shit out of people.
Yeah, taking everything.
Oh god.
That's the plan. That's where we're going with this.
Yeah. Let's
All
all
right.
play Jedi Survivor on the Xbox One VCR, dude. I, that sounds like a terrible time. That was a
That
terrible
doesn't
time with
sound
my
like a good
Series
idea.
X.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. That's not a good idea. It struggled on the X. You're right, Matt. You're right. It struggled on the X. That's not a good idea. Ty, I'll cut a short story. I'll cut a long story short. I played Cyberpunk on last gen consoles, and I had set vacation time. I sent the kids away. I had set up my snacks. I had told the wife to get the hell away from me and make sure, like, just come into the room to check if I still have snacks. That's what I had done, right? For Cyberpunk. And when I got home, I boot it up. It's it's more broken, right? It's more broken than James Harden in the playoffs. That's that's how broken Cyberpunk was.
It's like Doc Rivers when he's not coaching a Hall of Fame team.
Yeah, in the weakest conference. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Pretty much. Let's get into this. The legendary Yobi did send us a DM just now. I was not aware of this. Matt, were you aware of this
Yeah.
apparent leak?
Yeah. I've seen some photos of it. It looks sleek. A
All
Nintendo
right.
Switch 2.
Okay, so
I
first
mean,
off, they fucked up the naming. If that's the name, right? If this is the name, they done fucked up. All they had to do is call it the Super Nintendo Switch. That was all they had to do.
they could, yeah. I mean, I think that's a better. I mean, Nintendo Switch 2 just. You know what's crazy
Well,
is there's a generation of kids where Nintendo Switch 2 sounds more familiar to them than Super Nintendo Switch. And
that's how
and
old. That's how old we are.
yeah, so like if they named it Super Nintendo Switch, there's a whole generation of kids who that is aimed at, who are like, why the fuck would you call it that?
That
Would
sounds
you
so lame.
exactly,
Wagwan Bunty, welcome, welcome, welcome. It sounds so lame for the kids. Why would you call it Super Nintendo Switch?
exactly.
Just call it the
Switch 2.
Switch 2. All right, so let's look at these pictures here. Let me put this front and center. Matt, this doesn't look like a picture. This looks like CGI or
Yeah, that
something.
looks like a rendering of the Switch too.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the actual Switch 2.
Yeah,
No, this looks like a picture.
yeah, it looks like they just haven't even put it together yet. Um, yeah, that looks cool. I mean, I like seeing that does nothing for me because that looks exactly like my Nintendo Switch OLED.
That's
So,
true.
I need to see the games I have on my Nintendo Switch OLED, which honestly isn't very many, but like the ones I care about, like Zelda and Metroid, like I want to see those running on that, and then I'll make my decision. But like seeing a 3D rendering of it, it's cool, I guess, but it's not. I'm not getting
You know
pumped.
what I want to know.
What's
I
that?
want to know. Okay, this is what I wanted to know. Matt, can you read that? And can
Read
you
that.
because you're better at specs than me, right?
Well, I mean, okay, so this looks like
If
a.
we assume if we assume this is real,
Uh huh.
is it better for me to buy like a ROG Ally, or
Yes.
should I buy a Switch?
Well, I'm not even gonna read that. I'll tell you right now. It's better for you to buy. It's better for you to buy a ROG Ally. What's the other ones? Like there's just the Steam Deck. You could buy the. There's another one besides the ROG Ally, and I can't remember what it's called. There's multiple of them, but yeah, buy
Yeah,
any
yeah.
of those. Buy any of
The
those.
Aya Neo.
Yeah, especially an IO because an IO Neo is like pretty overpowered. It's pretty overpriced, but it's also
And they're
quite
about
powerful.
$2,000.
Yeah, like buy any of those. Honest. Yeah, the Legion Go, Ray G says. Buy a Legion
Okay.
Go. That's pretty much your Switch, honestly, because it has those detachable like Joy Cons like the Switch does, but it's a gaming PC. Buy that.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Vincent Vega. For the first time in a long time, you're late, brother. You are late. The whole monitor coming in late. All right, so Matt, let's assume these specs are real. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts?
Listen, I'm be real with you. I'm not the most tech knowledgeable person. I understand enough to get me by. Those specs to me all look like it's just a bunch of letters and numbers. That's all that is to me. I couldn't tell you, Luke. I know I know PC specs. And not everything about PC specs, but I know enough about PC specs. But those, I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm just gonna say, assume it's stronger than the Switch. Just assume that, and under that assumption, buy a handheld PC.
Damn, this guy has no faith.
I mean,
No faith
it'll be
at
like if
all.
unless you really love Nintendo
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
really against pirating their stuff, even though they don't, even though they absolutely never want to give you an option to buy them legally, then I'd say get the Nintendo. But if you're
All right.
trying to play stuff that Nintendo obviously doesn't care about, then you probably should just get a gaming PC, a handheld.
All right. All right. Fair enough. Taya brings up a good point here. Says the Switch 2 is more marketable and
Yes.
clearer to the consumer. We have to
Hmm.
remember we should not overestimate the intelligence of most gamers.
Oh yeah, the Switch 2 is going to sell like crazy. It's going to
No,
break records probably.
no, the name, because I was saying just call
Nintendo.
it the Super Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
So instead of calling it, and I agree with them, instead of calling it the Super Nintendo Switch, the Switch 2 would be easier for,
Hmm.
the TikTok minds
Yes, 100%.
out there. Yeah, that's a good point, Ty. You're usually wrong, but once in a while, Ty has some bangers. Welcome in, Stanley Francois. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for coming through, man. Yeah, Legion, go get a smartphone. You will only play Genshin and Fortnite anyway. Goodness me. Sour Blow, welcome in. Appreciate you for coming through yesterday as well, man. Thank you so much. I overestimated the intelligence of people calling the PS5 Pro a 4090 killer. It wasn't people, all right? It was one dumbass.
No, there's a many people online who thought this would be the case. It's
Are
just
you serious?
there was just one dumbass who was on a podcast and said it to a bunch of people. But like
Wait,
many people online tweeted that into the ether. Yeah.
for real? And they
Yeah.
weren't joking.
I mean, I'm sure some of them were, having a little bit of fun with it, but there were people who were like their whole profiles were dedicated to like how the insane power of the PS5 Pro and how it's better than anything we've seen on. There's people like that exist. Definitely.
That's wild. That's wild. Welcome in, Jacob Novak. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Super Nintendo Switch is better. You know what? We agree. The old heads, we all agree the Super Nintendo Switch would be a better name.
Yes.
But I'm not going to be disingenuous. Most of the kids, they don't understand the correlation. They don't understand how cool that sounds.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? For them, what would make sense is exactly this. Anyways,
A lot of kids will be calling this the Nintendo too. Honestly,
Lord, like it's the second one.
like it's the second Nintendo console ever. to them.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
The sad thing is that that's probably true.
exactly. Think about that. It's pretty insane.
That's pretty sad. Matt,
Yo,
price.
price
What are
on
we
this thing?
thinking? What are we thinking?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that. So for the next gen Xbox and PlayStation, we're looking at like a minimum of 600. So for this, I'm gonna say 500. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 500.
500 Australian dollars or American dollars?
No, I'm talking about American dollars, Texas bucks.
Texan dollars. Yeah,
Yep,
that's what we're talking about.
Doug
All right.
Dimmadome dollars.
Vince agrees with you, says $500.
Yeah.
Ah, man. If Nintendo pull off another console at $500, while everyone is running around with their 700s and their 800s, it's going to be another generation that Nintendo sells a boatload of consoles. Because it's bad enough they have the best exclusives. The only exclusives, really, if you think
Yeah.
about it. 'Cause
True.
they're the only ones not porting anything. It's bad enough or good enough, depending on whether you're like a Super Nintendo fan or not. It's bad enough that they have all the exclusives. Can you imagine if they continue to boast the cheapest? And then if the PS6 is another freaking uh, powerhouse router that only stays in your home, and the next
Oh,
Xbox is also another brick that also only stays in your home, then that's another advantage. So they have exclusive. They're the only ones with exclusive games. They have the best prices, and their consoles mobile. Because one
yeah.
thing has been made clear, Matt. One thing has been made clear. People don't really care about graphics.
Xbox handheld.
Gamers, actual gamers care about games.
That's true. I think. Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they price that up, because I do think like whatever they price it at. Honestly, like I said earlier, it's gonna break records. It'll break whatever records. Also, the fact that like consider this generation or whatever generation Nintendo's on, they didn't have Call of Duty. Uh, if everything works out according to what was said in the whole FTC and CMA and all those other trials and everything, you're assuming they're going to have Call of Duty also.
Oh,
So
I
you
didn't even
know,
think about that.
like Warzone, the new Call of Duties, whether that's some sort of like different variation of the new Call of Duties or if it's the whole thing, who knows? But they will also have Call of Duty on that Switch.
Oof, oof. That would be crazy.
Yeah,
That would be crazy. Vince says he's wasted money on dumber shit. $500, $700, 1,700 doesn't matter. Actually, it does, Vince, because and this is something that me, Matt, Ham, and Cozy have been trying to hit everyone over the head with every single podcast that we can. We need to divorce ourselves from most of these conversations of will the market how will the market react to X? Because I own the PS5 and the Series X. The only reason I don't have a Switch is because I am being honest, I don't have the time. But I could buy a Switch.
yeah,
Matt owns both the consoles.
yeah.
Most people, most people, Vince, do not own more than one of these consoles.
That's true.
Most people just buy one and that is it for the generation, but that's it.
Yep, that's a fact.
So we need to stop saying, oh no, the prices don't matter. They do. Trust me. There's a reason why the Switch sold what is it, 50, 60 million? I don't know. a
The
crazy
Switch,
amount of millions.
it's
Yeah,
that's over 60 million, isn't it like in the hundreds?
point is that's one of the reasons. No doubt, it's one of the reasons. You could buy a Switch for the price of 2 games in certain places.
And in December 2021, they were at 103.5 million units. So
2021,
yeah, so 4 years later, probably a bit higher than that.
much higher. People are still buying Switches. The
Mhm.
number's gone down, but it's way higher than like the PS5 and the Series X.
Yep.
The Switch did well because it was new and unique and novelty. Switch 2 can't rely on the same trick. Nintendo needs third parties now, and they should keep an eye on the coming competition. I completely disagree.
Yeah, I disagree with that. Nintendo, if anybody needs third parties, it's not Nintendo.
It's not Nintendo.
It's not Nintendo. They don't need third parties. They'll take them. If you want to make a game for, if you want to make a game for their thing, they'll absolutely take it. But they do not need you to. They really don't need you to. They release like 7 games. I mean, at least 7 games a year, and all of them are always up for Game of the Year. So like, they don't need you on anything.
They make a bunch of first party, and every single one of these first party games sells like 2-3 million. And sure, to a lot of people, 2 or 3 million is nothing. But to a company that knows how to manage expense and investment, that's a lot of money.
Exactly, especially when the games aren't costing like hundreds of millions of dollars to make.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't need third party. They'll take it, like I said, but they don't need that.
145 million units. Trust me, that's because you can sit there, Matt. You can sit there and buy a Switch for the price of 3 AAA games. You can buy a Switch.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Who else?
especially now they made the Nintendo Switch Lite.
Done. I might as well have to buy one because of all the traveling that I do for work.
It's a pretty
Like
cool system.
I'm tired of traveling and then not having like a proper gaming rig.
I'll tell you what, it's a cool system, but what's happened is exactly what I used my Nintendo Switch for, which was the only reason I got it was Skyrim, like playing Skyrim on the go. That was the only reason I got it. Once I got a Steam Deck, I mean, that kind of came to a halt because I was playing Skyrim at 30 FPS on the Switch, and I was like, "This is incredible." And then I got the Steam Deck, and I'm playing at 60 FPS. I'm like, "This is fucking unreal. This is the greatest." So it's
You
hard
were
to
like
go
me
back.
when I was playing for Space Marine 2 for the first time.
Yes.
For you guys that weren't there when I was playing it for the first time, it was definitely something. It was something. Like I got a legit stiffy. I had to reposition myself on the couch. That's how good it
Yeah.
was.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Ty still disagrees. All right. We shall see. I guess Switch 2 should have been called Switch Pro.
Mm.
Ron is still going after the PS5 Pro. Let it go, brother. Let it go.
That
Actually, it's
thing
one of the
really
topics.
does stink. All right. Yeah. It's one of the topics.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right.
Yeah. They still have
Cannot
the
wait.
top spots. You can use mods too. Sure. I didn't get excited about playing. I didn't get
Yeah, I don't
excited
think many
playing.
people did.
Yeah. I would say less than 769.
Yeah,
Less than 769 players
it's
got
actually
excited.
less than that.
Oh,
It was
sorry, less
it
than
was 679.
600. No, it's 69. Wasn't
So
697?
it was
They were
six.
pretty.
It was either
They were
697 or 679. Either way, it wasn't 700.
Point is, yeah, it's a lot of people that weren't really feeling it.
Yeah.
But yeah, It would have come with no stand run. Oh my goodness, you guys are going in on the PS5 Pro. God damn. Okay, Matt,
Yo.
let's uh let's go into the topics. We spoke about this what was it, 2 or 3 weeks ago, me and Ham, that it's best for us to look at the game trailers at the back end of the show
Hmm.
instead of right at the beginning. So we're going to get into some news. Well, we already did get into some news with the
With the
with the
Switch.
PS5. Sorry, with the Switch apparent leak, right? So we have to be clear about that. That this is not like an official leak, but it looks reputable. It looks real.
It does.
So the first topic today is Harry Potter video game sequel Hogwarts Legacy 2, one of the biggest priorities at Warner Bros. Following the blockbuster success of Hogwarts Legacy, Warner Bros. Is working towards a direct sequel, it has confirmed. Avalanche Software's Hogwarts Legacy sold over 24 million, blah, blah, blah. We know. Speaking to Variety, Warner Bros. Discovery Chief Financial Officer Gunnar Weidenfels, and no offense to Gunnar, but that definitely sounds like the name of a chief financial officer. Is it Weidenfels or Wiedenfels? What do you think, Matt? What is this?
I'm not
What
touching
does
that,
this look
Luke.
like?
I'm not touching that. You can keep on moving, buddy.
All right. So
Keep it going.
The CFO said the sequel is due in a couple of years. Here's the direct quote. Obviously, a successor to Hogwarts Legacy is one of the biggest priorities in a couple of years down the road. So there is certainly a significant growth contribution from that game's business in our strategic outlook here. Matt, I seem to remember
Yep.
Warner Brothers saying that single player was not their main focus
I mean, yeah.
a couple of
Apparently,
weeks ago.
yeah. Apparently, not with any of their IP that everybody wants. Like Batman, we'll never see a single player Batman game again, probably. At least not from them. But Hogwarts Legacy was a massive success, and being a big, terrible, awful business corporation, they see massive success and big piles of money, and they're like, let's do it again. We're gonna do it again, and hopefully we don't mess it up too much. Hopefully we get it right and people are happy with it, so we can do it again after that. So yeah, I'm not too surprised. I do think this will be like the only single player game we get from them for a while, though. Is Hogwarts Legacy and Hogwarts Legacy 2, probably.
But what could they possibly make like in the sequel that would get people excited?
That's a good question that I don't really have the answer to because unlike most people, haven't even beat the first one because when I got it,
Oh,
the game was spoiled for me and I kind of lost interest in playing it for a little bit and I just never went back. So
damn.
I need to beat the first one to entirely know what's in that to understand what I want from the second one.
That sucks. Who spoiled it for you?
Dude, the whole internet. You remember when that game came out? Like everybody was on it. Dude, if you posted like I posted like here's a screenshot from Hogwarts Legacy. I'm loving the game. And someone's like blah 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 happens and I'm like, "Well, thanks. Thanks for that, I guess." Like I mean anybody who was like part of that whole obnoxious like uproar at the beginning when that game came out was spoiling the game for most people. And it was like that's why I didn't post about it online after that because it got spoiled for me. I was like, okay, well, I'm done doing that.
That's unfortunate. It's really
Yeah,
unfortunate. They spoiled.
it
Have
stinks.
have you forgotten what the spoiler was? Because maybe
No,
you
I
can give
I
me.
remember what the spoiler. And to be honest, when I first played the game, I kind of assumed it was going to happen because when a story sets up the way that story was setting up with the whole hey, you're a wizard and this is your mentor kind of thing. It's like, well, I wonder what's gonna happen to that guy and whatever. Like, yeah, I knew it was gonna happen, but I didn't need to see it. I didn't need to see it spoiled for me.
Yeah, yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. The sequel, Hogwarts will be 17 plus year old, and they will put romance mechanics. Like for
So
me, because I played it, and listen, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Because my main like gripe with the Hogwarts thing, right? And I'm going back to like the movies even. I kind of was over with the whole school thing. I wanted to see what it was like with the real world, whether it was, I don't know, just the kids growing up and then braving the world as actual wizards and whatever. It's unfortunate that with all the drama that's going on, right, in the real world, there's no, we can't even like fantasize of a possible cash grab movie where they get Hermione, Harry Potter, and Ron, and they do like a proper movie or even a trilogy of them as adults raising their kids, and then something happens and then life. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to see that. I wanted to see that, but
yeah,
it's probably not going to happen.
probably not.
So you mean to tell me the W won't focus? No, now they're actually going to focus on it. And Ty even pointed it out, right? So there's Hogwarts Legacy 2, Wonder Woman, Lego as well, and The Lord of the Rings. Apparently, something there is in development. But
That would
after
be
what happened,
smart.
to Gollum, I hope they're not in a rush.
Well, Gollum is a one-off. There's like I can't fathom like them making a second game that bad. I just can't. Like if they do, then that's genuinely impressive. But I can't imagine it. But like when I think Lord of the Rings, because isn't what is it? Those really awesome games from like the mid Xbox One generation. Shadow of
Yeah,
Mordor and Shadow of
Shadow
War.
of War.
Those are
Yeah,
Lord of the Rings games, and those were badass.
yeah, those were very nice. Those were very nice.
Yeah.
Legacy 2 should focus more on the Hogwarts building and include multiplayer dueling. I'm with you with the multiplayer dueling, but I think they focused enough on the building, bruv. We played a whole lot in the building, and it was so well rendered. I think it's very close to perfect. The building, the school, you know what I mean? It's very close to perfect. Slytherin is a broom back into your. Oh my lord, you guys! Have anyone here tried out Harry Potter Quidditch? Played it on PS Plus, enjoyed it fully. Jacob, I
Have
think
not.
Raichi, someone has played it in the chat. Oh, here it is. Raichi did play it. Says, yet I can't make my character male because the character creation tool is broken.
Let's
So
go.
right off the bat, like I'm out.
I'm in. I'm booting up my PS5 right now.
Go ahead, bud. Enjoy. Enjoy. People want a Harry Potter simulator game where you can do school projects. That's fine. That is fine. I want a wizarding game where you're not one of the kids. That's what I want. That sounds
Just
funny, though. Good thing you're not a director. All right, sure, bud, sure. Oh no, Ron. Yeah, Ron
I
Slasher is
saw
a menace.
that.
He's a menace in the comment section. I'm telling you. You
Hog
know,
Hogwarts 2 is just a psyop for Concord 2.
essentially, if they follow Ron's instructions, that's what it's going to be.
The game of the year.
Uh, it's like 20 pre-made character. Oh, it's pre-made character models. Oh, okay. So you, okay, cool. That's fine. Played the closed beta. It was fun as hell. I'll buy it when I get my Xbox back from being repaired. Damn, sucks that your Xbox still going through those issues. Hope you get it back soon, Yobi.
Yeah.
What you want to play as high school manager? Listen. I'd be down for that. I'd probably play that game.
I'd just be bullying kids. I'd be the
You bully the
principal.
kids?
I'd be the principal, and I'd just be bullying kids, putting them in
Oh
lockers.
What?
Oh God, that'd be hilarious though. It'd be just Rockstar's bully, but you're an adult and you just go into the school and just bully children.
That's messed up.
Oh man, that's messed. Yeah, it is messed up. But what can I say? It's funny. It's just a funny thing.
All right. Well, before we move on to the next, oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Would
the
you
kid
buy?
from Bully
Would
and
you
Hogwarts.
buy? Would you buy another? Would you buy another Hogwarts Legacy? Sorry.
Not until I beat the first one, but assuming I'm gonna beat the first one, then yes.
All right. All right. All right. Good to know. Good to know, Yobi. I want the kid from Bully and Hogwarts.
Exactly.
See, that's the type of cross collaboration that we should be seeing in games. That would be exciting. That sounds interesting to me. Matt,
Mm-hmm.
moving on, we have a take from a friend of the channel, Reforge Gaming. Well, okay, he's not a friend of the channel.
I was about to say I've never met this guy in my life. Everything I've seen of him stinks.
He is a friend of mine, I guess.
Oh my God! How do you deal with that?
All right, fine. Maybe he's not a friend. He's not a friend. He's like an acquaintance. It's like someone I know. You know. Anyways. He posted this video, and I thought it was interesting. Let's have a listen.
Plucky Squire in the new Zelda game might give Astro a run for their money. No, I think the biggest problem again facing Plucky Squire and Zelda is that they're not going to have the broad appeal of Astro. Astro stands to win for the same reason I've always said. It's just got that broad appeal. Like if 10 people love Astro and then those same 10 people go play Zelda, less of them will feel that strongly about Zelda. Some of them will, but some of them won't. Do you see, like, Astro just has that broad appeal. Same with Plucky Squire. Plucky Squire in the new Zelda game might give Astro a run for their money. No.
Incorrect.
Matt.
Incorrect.
Astrobot has more broad appeal.
It doesn't.
Than motherfucking Zelda.
It doesn't. Like I don't even know what you can say off like more on that. Like it doesn't. He's wrong. Like here's the thing. Astrobot has broad appeal amongst the PlayStation community. And even then I wouldn't say it's terribly broad appeal amongst the PlayStation community. Because put it this way, do you think Astrobot's going to sell like Spider-Man 2 did on PS4 and PS5? Do you think it's going to sell like that?
No.
Because yeah, exactly. I don't. But it has its appeal. It has its audience. But Zelda is Zelda, and while I don't give a shit about Zelda, it seems like most of the gaming community does in some way, shape, or form give a shit about Zelda. And for that reason alone, exactly. And for that reason alone, it has broader appeal than Astrobot. And I'll also say this to his point, because I think in that specific scenario, he's talking about Game of the Year. Listen, Astrobot's probably going to win Game of the Year, and if it's not Astrobot, then it'll probably be Final Fantasy. Rebirth, I mean. But at the same time, it's like it winning Game of the Year doesn't mean it has more appeal. It just means it won Game of the Year.
And let's talk about the Jeff Keighley Game of the Year awards. This past week, with the announcement of the PS5 and Jeff Keighley running damage control for the PS5 Pro and him getting destroyed online for it, I think like even me that used to defend the crap out of the Game Awards, like I'm done giving it like legitimacy.
Oh, dude, I've been done giving that legitimacy.
Yeah, you've been
Yeah.
done. But
Ever since I didn't even nominate Forza, even though it was like the highest rated game of that year, I'm done. Like, you're invalid.
Hogwarts Legacy for me
Yes.
lowered my respect for the showcase.
Yes.
Right, when not even one mention of the biggest game that year even beat out bloody Call of Duty, a single player game. So for me, when that happened, like it went down big time, right? But after what happened this past week, where it looked like an employee defending Sony's position or Sony's decision.
Yeah, he marketed the PS5 Pro way harder than Sony even attempted to. Sony had a tweet about it. Jeff Keighley had like 2 days worth of tweets about it. It's just cringe. It's just like I don't take him seriously. Like I think he's cool and all. Like it's cool that he's trying to do what he does with the Game Awards and Summer Games Fest. That's all really cool and it's all really admirable. But like, you can't be putting on the biggest award show in the industry because at this point it is. But then be so blatantly, obviously biased towards one company.
Yeah,
And it's fine to have your biases, but you can't be out here like that with your biases when you run the Game Awards every year.
Yeah, for me, supporting the Game Awards or giving it legitimacy would be tantamount to me being like a Sony shill, because it's so clearly run by a Sony shill. So I can't even defend like the legitimacy of it.
Yeah, dude, I'm happy everyone's starting to realize this. And here's the thing, I'm always down to watch the Game Awards, and just for the same reason it's always been, because of the game announcements. If they took those game announcements out of the Game Awards, I I certainly wouldn't be tuning in every year. I'll tell you that much. I probably wouldn't even check to see who won, because really I don't care, especially if the game I'm interested in isn't nominated. I don't care. But like,
Yeah,
it's the
like
game announcements that make it.
For this year, I'm even thinking we'll use the Game Awards as inspiration. So we do like our own Game Awards. We'll vote internally on TSWS.
I'm down for that.
And then we'll hand out our own awards.
We could even do like open it up to the community kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like have our votes and then have the community votes.
Yeah, we'll just do that. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Because this was embarrassing. You're right, Jacob Novak. They tore him a new one. They tore him. It was hard to watch. And his so-called clapbacks, it was like, dude, just shut up. You already messed up. Don't keep digging.
Oh, with hard drive?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that was embarrassing. How are you upset that the Satire Gaming News website is making satire news about you? How are you in your feelings about that? If anything, it's publicity for you, but no, he turned it into just a cringe moment for him.
Yeah. That's what it turned into. So I'm coming up with an idea as we speak, Matt. What we're going to do is we'll have the categories, right? Game of the year, racing game of the year, etc., right? And then we won't actually pick the winner.
Okay.
We'll pick the nominees.
And the community picks the winner.
Yes.
There we go. I like it.
Yes. Because that, honestly, I think that's how it should be done.
I agree with that.
I think that whoever is hosting whatever, especially these award things, You should set it up, tee it up for the fans, for the people that actually play the games, and then they pick who wins, whether they do it as a meme or not. Even if they do it as a meme, that's what the community decided to do. I just feel like we've taken, not we, but I feel like the industry has taken so much autonomy from the community, from the players. They've taken agency from them, from us. And it makes no sense, in my opinion. Because we are the ones, we keep the gears turning. Because if we leave, there's no oil on your gears. It dries, it breaks, and nothing works. And then all of these shill people have to pack up their bags and go and grift somewhere else. So we should be the focus. We should be the ones elevated and given priority. But that's not what happens. When the Series X was announced on his show, the biggest announcement he ever had, he treated it like it was Football Manager game. Oh my God. Sour blow. Don't even try me, bruv. Don't even try me. Ron, what are you gonna do if we open it up to you? What are you gonna do? Soon we'll need a 40K game of the year. Matt, do you think 40K, the way it's currently trending in the community, with a lot of people saying it's toxic, it's not inclusive or whatever?
That's not real. No, anybody saying that is being disingenuous. That's not real. That's just online talk. That's just talking for talking's sake. Because it's a video game. It's a video game. Like, you play it, you have fun, or you don't have fun. You move on to the next game. It's that simple. It's not about inclusivity. There's in fact, put it this way. You know how I know that's bullshit is because I saw a video. I think that Ackerman retweeted, or Chris Reagan retweeted it, and Chris Reagan's awesome. He's on Sacred Symbols with Colin Moriarty, and he retweeted a video just dragging a guy because there was some guy who made like a video criticizing the wokeness of Space Marine 2. They had the
What?
gall to put a woman in there, a
Are you serious?
woman of a different skin color in there, and they also had the
Come
gall to
on.
have dude. This is all stuff like that's how I know this stuff is bullshit. It's just
Someone made that video.
Yes, somebody made that video, and they were very passionate about the fact that Space Marine 2 is just more woke PC garbage. It's like, dude, it's all a grift. It's all a grift from both sides, just taking turns back and forth.
Bro, we need to get these people out.
Yes, it's boring. It's very boring.
We need to get the people that aren't here for the video games out.
I agree with that.
I don't know how. Actually, I do know how, but unfortunately, it will affect us negatively. But we need like a proper gaming crash. We need for like advertisers to disappear on gaming related stuff. We need video games to stop being so profitable, so all the fakers can bounce. It's just like, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like Laker fans when we went through the treble with Shaq and Kobe. It was so many more Laker fans all over the place, bro. So many of them. Yeah. And then as soon as the Lakers fell off, crickets. Suddenly you've got a whole bunch of San Antonio fans. Suddenly people have now been following the Golden State Warriors forever.
Oh yeah. A lot of diehard Warriors fans in the last decade.
And you're like, okay, where's your Jason Richardson t-shirt? Who's Jason Richardson?
People don't even know who Baron Davis is or Chris Mullin. just a bunch of bandwagoners.
I swear, bro. Like, they need to leave, bro. All of them. They need to just go. Send you an image on Twitter. All right, I'll check it. according to Hip Hop Gamer GTA. I saw that. Matt, did you see that Hip Hop Gamer
Yeah,
post?
I did. And I don't have a problem with. I think Hip Hop Gamer is really cool. I just don't think. I mean, if it happens, then that's awesome, fantastic. But I really don't think we're gonna be seeing that at 60 FPS on the Pro, and if not because it can't run it, because it'll be because Rockstar needs to sell you that again next generation. And if they make it 60 FPS on the Pro, then I mean, you're assuming that there's like a segment of the PlayStation population who has no interest in buying GTA 6 again on the PS6. And Rockstar does not want that. They want you buying that again. So
Yes, as many times as possible.
I think just for that reason alone, it will not be 60 on the Pro. It'll have its 4K, it'll look really nice and everything, but it'll be 30, and then they'll sell you the 60 FPS patch in the form of a full game re-release on the PS6.
All right. I think that's more realistic, if we're being fair. Dustborn had an asset background that included the Twin Towers, and the game had a house asset they bought by a guy who made the exact copy of Michael's house from GT. Really? I'm going to have so much fun with Dustborn when I start streaming it. How do we even know GTA 6 is going to be good? Ron, like, listen.
Assume it.
Ron, you're betting 1,000, but this one's a swing and a miss, bruv.
Yeah,
this one's a swing and a miss.
We just assume it's gonna be good because
they're always good.
I mean, as long as Rockstar is making a new game and not re-releasing something old, the GTA trilogy.
That wasn't even them. That's
a fair point.
They
it's
gave
a mobile
it to
company.
another random company to port. It wasn't even them.
To port the mobile games, which is just whatever. But like Red Dead 2, I mean, before Red Dead 2 came out, there was never a question. There was never a question about what if it's not good. It was going to be good.
It was going to be good.
Yeah. Same with this. It's going to be good. Is it going to be the best GTA ever? We're going to have to wait and see. But it's going to be good.
Is it going to set a new benchmark for open world gaming?
Yes.
Yes.
It definitely will.
That's kind of what GTA does.
Kind of like I mean? Dragon's Dogma 2 earlier this year.
Oh, settle down. Settle down.
I really are you interested in Crimson Desert, Loke? The Crimson Desert game that keeps getting shown off?
It's the free one, right?
No, not the free one. Is it? I don't think it's free. It's like the main. It's like the single player game.
Okay, so I played the free version and I hated it, and it was the online version, I'm guessing.
Yes, and that's an online, like an MMO, but they're working on Crimson Desert, just a single player game. I don't know if you've seen the gameplay. But you should.
I haven't.
If you have, so if you haven't, you should at some point and see if you like that. Because if you like that, I promise you'll like Dragon's Dogma 2. And it's hard for me to imagine you watching that Crimson Desert gameplay and saying, "Nah, this isn't it." It's
Dude,
really
I
hard
already
for me
played
to
Dragon's
imagine.
Dogma. Well, I played it for like an hour.
What class were you?
Sorry?
What class were you?
I don't remember. I just remember that I did not enjoy my experience on Dragon's Dogma.
Wait, 1 or 2?
Sorry?
1 or 2?
2.
Well, you need to give it another shot. I promise you, Loke. Like I'm harping on this because it blows my mind that you're not into this, because this is like to me this is like Elden Ring. It's that level of good.
Wow. Okay, this looks good.
Yeah, like it's.
But you're saying Dragon's Dogma is like Elden Ring.
I'm saying, yeah, like in terms of the open world and the sense of exploration and the like all the different classes and stuff and weapons, like bosses and shit. Yeah. It kind of when you told me you didn't like Dragon's Dogma 2, I was actually kind of like floored a little bit. I was kind of floored because like knowing how much you love Elden Ring,
Yes,
I was like, wow.
I love Skyrim as well. I
Dude,
enjoyed my
this
time
is
in
the
Skyrim.
best open world game, and the sense of exploration. You could make pretty solid arguments for Elden Ring. Me personally, this is the best open world game since Skyrim.
Since what?
Skyrim.
We're talking about Dragon's Dogma
Dragon's
2
Dogma
right
2.
now.
Yes.
Goodness me.
I don't
Listen,
know. You got to give it another
listen.
shot.
Let's be fair about this. What I'll do is, right, because I have it on the PS5, I can't stream it because I don't have a streaming stick or whatever they're called. I will re-download it and then I'll call you
Do it.
and we will talk
Do it.
as I play it for at
Well,
least
fuck it,
3
do it.
hours. And
I'll be there the whole time.
If I'm still not convinced, Matt, please don't ever try and convince me again.
If you're not
Can we
convinced
agree?
after 3 hours, then I'll leave you completely, because that's fair enough.
Okay.
If you give it 3 hours and you don't like it, but like when you told me you didn't like that, I was just like, dude, I couldn't even really comprehend it. I just couldn't. It actually made me like kind of sad. Dude, Sour Blow, that's my game of the year. Dragon's Dogma, dude. It's so good. It's so good.
He says he wants to join the talk. You know what we'll do? Sour Blow, I'll set up a random stream on YouTube. I'll send out like a schedule. I might, you know what? I might even take a day off work for this, just to prove a point. And then I'll stream it.
Let's do it.
Well, I won't stream it, but I'll put some random video playing, and then I'll connect my headphones to StreamYard. Everyone can hop on, and then I'll just play it and see what happens. Yes, Yobi, GTA 5 was better than 4.
No,
Dragon's dog food. See? Dragon's dog food. Matt.
I don't. That's not a. That's. I'm sorry. That's not. That's
two
fake
L's, baby.
news. That's fake news. 5 GTA 4 is the best GTA of all time, in my opinion.
Oh man.
GTA 4.
You know what? I'll set up for Saturday, Sour Blow. I'll set up for Saturday, and then that way, no one will be working.
Damn, let's go.
4 was dog shit.
4 was dog shit. Oh God, I love you, Obi. That's great.
4 was the worst mainline GTA in my opinion.
Dude, I loved it. I thought it was so like, especially compared to 5, it was just so much like, it felt so much more real. Like 5 felt like kind of like a fever dream. Like it was really good, but it just, you know, Mike's life sucks. His wife sucks. His kids suck. Like his whole
wife
life
was
just,
sucking something. No
yeah, his
doubt.
whole life just sucks. His kids don't respect him. They're like actively mean to him every chance they get. And then like then you have Franklin, and Ham put it a pretty good way. He summed it up. Franklin's just like Mike's yes man. He doesn't really have his own personality, which kind of stunk. And Trevor's like the best character there, but Trevor's just batshit insane and not like tied to any sort of reality at all. Versus like GTA 4, like every character, I mean, Roman was a little eccentric if we're being honest, but like every character for the most part was
I didn't like Nico. I didn't like
Nico. Nico was fucking, he was he's my favorite GTA
more than CJ.
I always get it mixed up.
More than
Antagonist,
CJ.
not antagonist, protagonist. He's my favorite GTA protagonist.
More than CJ.
CJ was cool, but I didn't like, especially when I was playing GTA San Andreas. I was like, I don't know, how old would I have been? That released in what, 2004 or 2005?
Somewhere around there.
I was like 10 or 11. I was like 10 or 11 when I was playing that. So like, I got to be real, as a 10 or 11-year-old, being raised in a Polish family, I didn't really like the music was cool in GTA San Andreas. I love San Andreas, but like I didn't relate to CJ in
That is
San
wild.
Andreas. I really didn't.
That
Not to
is
say
wild.
not to say I related with Nico and GTA 4. I just thought Nico was a more fucking interesting character to come from where he came from to to be sold on a lie to come to America with his cousin who he thought was rich, but he gets there his cousin's a fucking loser and their life stinks. And then to end where he ended, it's it was fucking awesome. Personally.
All right. Well, speaking of remakes, Matt.
Yo.
Um. Okay. Well, I guess you would like a remake for GTA 4, right?
Would I like a remake for 4? I mean, sure, if they're gonna do it. I don't think it needs remade though, but yeah, I would buy it.
I would buy a remake, like a proper, faithful remake of San Andreas.
So would I.
I don't I don't care if they charge me like $100. If you can take GTA 5 graphics and slap it on San Andreas. Oh my god.
Yeah. I, the only one I probably wouldn't buy a
Oof.
remake of is, well, I mean, honestly, I'm lying because I probably would. Yeah, I'd probably get a remake of any GTA, like GTA 3, Vice City, San
Oh yeah,
Andreas,
3 was good.
4.
Vice City, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like Vice City is my second favorite. San Andreas is my third. 5 would be my fourth, and then fifth would be GTA 3. And that's just because I was like really young when I played GTA 3. I shouldn't have been playing that, quite frankly.
Yeah, yeah. We shouldn't have been playing it. And that's why we're damaged. Matt, moving on to the next topic. Assassin's Creed Shadows producer says 4 years is the right balance to make a new entry.
Let's go.
Uh, let's get the quote here. It says it's always a balance between time and cost, but the more time you have, the more you can iterate. Yes, you can put more people on a project and do it in a shorter time, but that doesn't give you more time to iterate because it takes time to get the feedback from your players, your team, and then see what works and what doesn't and how to improve it. 4 years, I think, is the right balance to go from conception to production and get the feedback necessary to adapt. Obviously, what's it doing like promotion for Assassin's Creed Yasuke.
Hmm.
Matt, 4 years,
Yeah,
is that enough in your opinion?
I think so. I mean, you look at why can't I think of it now? Oh, God of War, 2018 to Ragnarok, about 4 years. You're using, I mean, all the new Assassin's Creeds, even the one that was supposed to be the different one, Mirage. They all use, for the most part, the same assets, which isn't a bad thing. I'm not dragging them for that, by the way. But like, they use the same assets, saves on time, costs, and everything. You figure 4 years, you're making a new setting, so you got to really build out the world and everything. Plus all
Yeah.
the other difficulties that come with building a game that I couldn't even comprehend, probably. But like, I figure 4 years is probably about right because this team's last game was Odyssey, and Odyssey was my favorite Assassin's Creed, which is why I'm very excited for Shadows. 4 years is pretty spot on. Also, I mean, just from the video we've seen of Shadows, it looks just from a technical aspect like
Look,
a pretty big leap over Valhalla, let alone Odyssey. So yeah, I think it sounds about right.
4 years. You'll be saying 2 years. Are you saying 2 years is enough for feedback? Okay, then he adds some more. Says 6 months is enough for a great amount of feedback. Yeah, but then you have to factor in the time it takes to implement whatever changes, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
hello hey, John Wolf, welcome, welcome, welcome. Loke about to spend $700 to play Horizon.
I could see that.
That is actually one of the topics for today. God damn it. Matt, I actually I disagree with the 4 years.
Okay, let me have it.
I think it should be 5 years.
You know
I think we,
what?
I think we
Go.
should give 5 years between sequels of games.
I think in an ideal world, you're right. But in a world where the gaming industry is seemingly on the verge of a crash at any given moment, I
Hmm.
think I think 4 years and 1 year less of development cost probably is I wouldn't even say it's the sweet spot, but it makes more sense than 5 years because you figure you add another year of development cost onto that, and then let's say in that last year you get a really nice idea, but the scope of the game needs to change now. Let's tack on another $50 million to this game. It's
You know what the
especially
issue is?
what's that?
It's not even tacking on the 50 million. It's that you tack on the 50 million for the wrong things.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying here is like imagine like the I guess in a roundabout way I'm trying to say if you have that extra year of game dev, you have more time to second guess yourself and maybe come up with things that you think are great ideas that might not be the best thing. So if you lower that from 5 to 4 and you're like, okay, we'll get it out the door 4 years, at least we don't have, that fifth year where it's like, actually, guys, maybe we should scrap this and put in this and just save yourself the headache, time, and money to
Mm.
just ship a product that people who like the last product will like. So you at least have that base, and then you build on it like in increments to draw in new players in some way, shape, or form. Um, yeah.
Because the thing is, for me, right? Like the big question that I have with a lot of these triple, especially in this, and the 5 years is not directed to the double A, because the double A can turn around and make a game every 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, like what Yobi said, right? But the reason why these games, a lot of them, come out buggy and unfinished and whatever, is because they don't take the time to focus on what needs to be focused on. Because why is FromSoft so good? Because they don't rush the product.
Sure, it's all. I was okay.
And instead of filling your team up with people who are just extras, you need to fill your team up with people that actually do stuff.
Okay.
I got a list, and obviously I can't share it here, but I did get a list of like how many people are at a random AAA company working on one specific game. Matt, I shit you not.
It's a lot of people.
Half the people. No, forget the amount of people. I was just looking at the ratio. Half the people and their roles are not directly related to game development.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what the problem is there?
Sure. I mean, I see what
You've
the problem is with that. Yeah.
you've got a basketball team that half the team doesn't play basketball.
Yeah.
That's a big problem.
I agree with that. But
And then
does adding a fifth year fix that? Because I don't know that it
if
does.
you add a fifth year to a team that is mainly comprised of the people that want to keep the main thing as the main thing, that makes a big difference.
Sure, but we're not going to be doing that. We'll just be adding a fifth year to a team that is comprised of people who aren't doing that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then it's just a fifth year to sink more costs into for no
So
reason.
I guess the issue is not even time. It's
Not
about
really.
who you hire.
It's the fact that you're paying way too many people to be doing things that just probably don't need to be done, or at least certainly not as urgently as these companies think they need to be done.
Like, and thank you for pointing this one out, Ty. Avowed should be perfect. Can we
Avowed should
agree,
be
Matt?
perfect.
Can we agree, Matt,
Can't wait.
that there is a high, and I mean astronomically high, chance that Avowed will come out buggy?
Yeah, I told. Well, buggy. Yeah, just
It won't. It won't have the
yeah.
polish of Elden Ring.
No, it probably will not. But then again, the polish of Elden. This is something that I think people overlook a lot when they bring up
Okay,
Elden Ring.
let's
The
go. Let's go. Let's
polish,
go.
the polish of Elden Ring, the game that still can't run at 60 FPS on console. I mean, it has a 60 FPS mode, but it's not running at 60 FPS. The game that runs about 35 to 50 FPS most of the time on console. It's like I get everything else in the game is very polished. It's very fine tuned. Interactions with the bosses in the world, beautiful, love it. But I don't think we should be holding FromSoft to this crazy high standard of like polish when it comes to that because they're not. They're just not. I mean, I don't know. That's just, you know, from playing Elden Ring on all platforms that I can play it on, from my
Mm-hmm.
Series X, Series S to my PS5 to PC,
Mm-hmm.
it's not the most polished thing. It isn't.
But when you put it next to Avowed,
I think Avowed's gonna be more more polished in that sense than Elden Ring. Yeah.
oh, I'm taking that bet. What?
Well, here's the thing. I mean,
What?
they already came out and said it's targeting 30 FPS. I don't think it's going to have issues where it's dipping down to
Bro,
15 FPS.
bro, both these consoles told us they were targeting 120 FPS.
And look, I'll
Targeting
tell you,
means nothing.
look, I've told you this
Targeting means
before.
nothing.
I told you this before, look.
What?
If you believe them when they told you that the consoles could do 120 FPS, then that's on you. Because guess what? They can do 120 FPS. They can do 120 FPS at 4K.
They didn't
They
say
will
consoles could.
not they will
Matt,
never do that. They will
I've had
never
this
do that.
argument. I've
I
had
know
this
you
argument
have,
a
and you're
thousand
wrong every
times.
single time. And I'm just letting you know
Matt,
that yeah,
I've had this argument 1,000 times,
you
and
have. You've tried.
I've accepted people moving the goalposts to saying, oh, they said it could. And my next question is, where on the box does it say could?
Why would it say could? It's telling you what the thing can do.
Because it does not.
Why
9 times out of 10
would it?
do what it says on the box.
So I mean,
That matters, Matt. You shouldn't
they threw
advertise.
1080p on
You
the
shouldn't
they threw
advertise.
1080p on the 360 box.
You
It
should
still wasn't
not.
1080p most of the time.
Just because you've been lying to me for decades does not mean it's fine.
It's not a
Does not
lie,
mean it's not
Luke.
a lie. It's a
The thing could do
fucking lie.
1080p, and it could
It
also,
is
and
a
this can also do
lie,
4K at 120.
bro.
That's not a lie.
If you put a product out there and
Well,
one out of 10 times your
yeah,
the light bulb that you're selling, 1 out of 10 times when you turn it on, it turns on.
yeah.
There's a problem with your product.
But this isn't a light bulb, Luke, and they're not telling you that it's going to provide light for you, Luke.
They're telling you
they're
on the
saying,
box. On the box, you have the box just like I
I
do.
have the box right behind me, Luke. Yes,
And
I see it.
there's
I'm
no
looking right at it.
asterisk. There are no terms
Well,
and conditions. There's nothing.
well,
It just says 120 frames per second,
because it can do
4K,
that.
8K.
Because
That's
it
all
can
it
do
said.
that.
It's not that it can do that. It's
Yes,
that
it
it
is.
does it 1 out of 10 times, Matt.
Yeah, and that 1 out of 10 times it can do it because it can do it.
And that's the point. When you're communicating with someone, right? And this is something that like people with marketing have perfected. You can tell a lie by telling a half truth, and that's a half truth. it can do one, or it can do
Exactly. I'm glad we
120
agree.
FPS, 4K,
I'm
but it
glad we
does
agree.
that for 2 games out of the 10,000 that it's selling.
I'm glad we agree. That's the point I'm trying to make here, Luke, is the fact that it can do it.
Exactly.
It's not
John.
Phil Spencer didn't get on screen and say, "Hey, you're going to be playing fucking Starfield at 4K 120 FPS." He's never said that. Because it's insane. It's unrealistic. It's not a real expectation. You can't even do that on PC. Especially not natively. You can't do that. It's not a thing that exists. He never said that. Like if you're mad at the way it's marketed, fair enough. I get it, whatever. But like they didn't come out and say, hey, every single game is going to be running at 4K 120. They've never said that. That's all I'm saying.
They have over 50 games that does 120 FPS.
That's cool.
Yobi, how many games total exist on the Xbox Series X platform versus 50?
But the point is that those 50 can. Look, because
The
the box that's provided to them to put that
The
game on
point,
is capable of doing it.
the point is that ratio matters when you're selling a product.
It doesn't matter when
Again,
they didn't
I'm
tell you that
going
every
back
game
to the
will.
light bulb. I'm going right back to the light bulb
It's not a
example.
light bulb, look,
You
it's a
sell
console.
it's called an analogy. Look
It's
it
a
up, brother.
bad one.
I think it's perfect. Because
Okay.
you said on the box of the light bulb that this lights up a room. As soon as you flick
Sure, but it's
the
not a
switch
light
up,
bulb.
it lights the room up. On the
Oh,
Xbox,
okay,
on the
look,
Xbox
I
box,
agree.
it says
I agree,
120
bud.
frames per second.
I agree.
But what happens?
Yeah.
It only happens 1 out of 10 times.
Yeah. I agree, look. That's you got me, bud. Let's keep it moving, I guess.
Come on.
It's
Don't put it on the box if that's not what it's going to do.
it does.
More
Yes.
than
Okay.
often.
Yes.
More than average.
But the point is that it does. So
Do you want me to use a food
no,
analogy?
don't use that analogy again. Oh my God.
Car analogy?
Let's not. Let's talk about
This
the
car
news. Look, I want
goes
to
up
talk
to
about the
60
news.
kilometers per
I want
hour,
to talk
right? This
about the
car goes up to
news.
60 kilometers per
Oh my
hour.
God. I want to talk about the news.
But actually, it doesn't. It goes up to 60 kilometers an hour on this specific road. So it doesn't go 60%, 60 kilometers an hour.
I mean, if you want to use a car analogy, a car does 0 to 60 in specified time. It does
Yes.
0 to 60 in that specified time. Not all the time, though, because you're not going to go 0 to 60 all the time.
But
It still does it, though.
9 times out of 10,
Still
Matt,
does it, though.
if you test it, 9 out of 10 attempts, it will do what it says on the box. And that's my thing.
Sure.
If you say you can do something, you need to be able to do it more often than not. Otherwise, it's faulty marketing to say that, oh yeah, you can do this. Actually,
okay, look,
it'll be super rare when you actually do this. It's not even worth mentioning that you can do this.
Yeah, I agree, Luke.
World's most powerful console is what they told us. I don't know, man. It's like Football Man. Oh, okay, here we go. Football Manager. Point here. It's like Football Manager. Loke can get us 100 points in the league, but due to the player injury, stress, weather, and other factors, we might get 80 points. Tai, thank you so much. Thank you so much for bringing up this example. Thank you so much. You know why? These 100 points in the league, if I play 10 seasons with that exact team, I'll get 100 points 9 out of 10 times. Because I have the same players and they're performing exactly like the numbers say on their profiles. So 9 out of 10 times, 8 out of 10 times, I will get the 100 points. because they're performing like it says on the box. But if the majority of the time they don't do what they say on the box, there's a problem there. Vince says, got him. Welcome in, Curie Cosmos. Appreciate you. I think people take that whole games coming thing too seriously, while conveniently forgetting that, yeah, most of them do come. I'm kind of lost.
Yeah, what's that in regards to it? Kind of feel like I missed it.
I'm kind of lost on this one. Yobi agrees with Tae. Red Bull, give me wings. 0 out of 10 times. Dude. Simple. Red Bull. You take 10 Red Bulls on 10 different occasions when you're tired. If it doesn't pick you up 9 out of 10 times, there's a problem.
Yeah,
Look,
but
you're wrong on this, Dub Matt.
Monster's not an energy drink. Oh, okay.
If you go, let's go. Ron Slasher gets it. Ron freaking gets it. I can't read that, but all right. I was referring to something John said. All right. It's like blaming NVIDIA's 4070 for your favorite game not running at 100 frames per second. It can do it. Blame the damn devs for not optimizing.
Exactly. It's not like they gave them the box to do it. It's up to the developer to decide, hey, I want to do that. Or the developer might decide, screw that 120 FPS. I want the best looking game I can possibly make. And in which case they'll say, you know what? 30 FPS. It's not on Xbox to then step in and say, hey, you can't do that. You got to do 120 FPS. Because it's not their call. They gave them the box to do whatever they want to do with. And the developer decided, hey, we want to do this with it. That is what it is. That analogy right there, that 4070 analogy, is spot on.
Okay. Let me get this right. Otherwise, I might be wrong again. Let me get this right. Xbox has no control over what the developers decide to do on whether they prioritize frames per second or not. Yes?
They shouldn't. They absolutely should not have that control.
Matt, I would like you to answer my question.
No, they don't.
They do not have control.
They don't have control. They don't have control to go into
control. So you don't have control over the products that come out on the box. But you're still telling people 4K 120 FPS.
Yes, because it can do that. Again,
You
look,
can't. But going back here, you just said they don't have control.
Yes.
They can't guarantee it. So why market it as it can do it?
Why does NVIDIA? I mean, Ty's point right there is very good. Why does NVIDIA market the 4070 being a card that can do 120 FPS?
Sorry, Matt, you cut out a bit there. Could you please restart that?
I said Ty's point right there is incredibly good. Why does NVIDIA market the 4070 as a card that can do 120 FPS? There's put it this way, NVIDIA, the 4070 is not a 4K card. I have a 4070 Ti. I can run 4K on my card. It's up to my discretion, especially on the PC side of things. It's up to my discretion what I want to use that thing for. On the console side of things, Microsoft did their job. They did their job in creating the console. They said, hey, the console has these specifications. It can do this, this, and this. The developer decides, hey, I want to do that, but I don't care about doing that. At the end of the day, Microsoft gave them the option to do that. The developer decided to not do that. But at the same time, Microsoft can say, hey, our box can do this because we're giving them the option to. That's literally it. It's no more or less than that.
Okay, so my problem with that is I think it's irresponsible to market something that you don't have control over.
Okay.
That's what I think. I think it's irresponsible to do that.
Okay. But
when I go to the clubs, sorry.
Okay,
Vic, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you, bruv. when I go to the clubs, I promote, I'll get a 10, but I end up getting a 7. Now, am I wrong that I get a 10? No, just happens that night I got a 7. Not really, Vic, because when you promote, you're promoting for yourself, right? You're talking about a 10 for yourself. That's not a problem. Nobody cares. That's a you thing, right? When you're now promoting for someone else, and it's going to inform someone's money, right?
Mm.
Then for me, I have an issue with that.
Okay.
And at first I was just pissed off that Xbox lied, PlayStation lied. Now it's even worse, because it's like, you didn't just lie that your box can't do this. So your box can do it, but you actually can't control whether it does it or not. So it is possible that the next generation, for example, it is possible the next gen, they put the same labels on their box of 8K 120 FPS, because that's what the boxes can do. It is possible for us to end up with 0 games that actually do that, because they can't control whether or not developers
Well,
decide to prioritize frames per second or not.
well, you're not getting 8K 120 FPS, and the boxes
That's
never said
not my
8K 120
point.
FPS.
That's
You
not
can't.
my point,
All right.
Matt. My point is, you don't have control over something, but you're marketing it.
You do have control over it, though, in the
You
sense that you
just
can
said they don't have
look.
control over
Oh,
it.
let me finish. Look, you have control over it in the sense that you can give them the thing to let them do that. You don't have control over it in the sense that you can't then say you got to do it. They gave them the thing, which is when you bought the console, you're buying the console. You bought the console, and on that box it tells you what that console can do, because it can do that. That is not a lie. It is like I said, at the end of the day, it's up to the developer to decide, I want it to do that. And if they don't decide that, then you're not getting it. That's not on Xbox. They gave them the hardware to make it possible. They decided not to. That they're selling you the hardware. That's what they're selling you. They didn't lie to you about the hardware. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else. Because
Vic.
I want to do the news, Loke.
Yeah.
I want to do the news.
All right. Vic says, congratulations on the O2 record so far. Thank you for the super chat, Vic. Listen, it's not O2 because the season hasn't started. Okay, those were just friendlies. We're going to get the dubs in the actual season. We're not 0-2, it's 0-0. All right, we haven't started. Curie says, I'm overthinking it, but look, that's what everyone does from a marketing perspective. I'm not saying that's not what they do in marketing. I'm just saying it's kind of shitty. That's all I'm saying. It's not like Microsoft's own games don't strive to hit their marketing beats when possible. Again, like I would even take the L on that one if someone could be like, you know what, all the Microsoft games that they have control over, all of them are running at 4K 60. I would sit down and shut up with that one, because then it's like, yeah, sure, they can't control everyone else, but they promised their games were going to do this, but they can't do that. They can't even do co-op on Halo, but that's a subject for another day. 90% of 4K TV content is HD. Again, I didn't ask them to put 4K on the box, bruv. Look, let me give the answer. PC, don't settle for what they give you for sure. PC is the way forward. Like, if there's anything I've learned, it's definitely PC. Loke, listen to the audience, and Matt, listen to Curie. My phone can run 4K. If Netflix and YouTube decides to block the feature or not enable it, the phone didn't lie. The phone can do it.
Exactly. HDR content on YouTube. I mean, I can't upload a video in HDR. But most people who watch my video or this stream or whatever have a screen that is HDR. Whether it's a phone, whether it's a TV, whether it's a monitor, whether a tablet, whatever. Most people have a screen that's HDR, but YouTube is not going to give them HDR content. It's not then on the maker or creator of that screen to be like, hey, we have to put a massive asterisk here and say that YouTube doesn't allow HDR content. That's not on them.
Okay, so my next question to that is, are we saying that everything else on the phone depends on third parties? Not sorry, are we saying that everything else that is produced on the phone is not rendered at that what is this? Is it 4K? Is that what we're saying, Ty? If it is most of the content that you see on your phone not 4K? I'm assuming your phone is 4K because you said your phone is 4K. Brother, you've outgrown the console. Facts. I'm
Most stuff you
done
see
with
on your
console.
phone isn't.
Like I'm only doing console because of content creation. Otherwise, I'd be done with console. Just be 100% PC. Stanley
You could
Francois
do
agrees with
content
you, Matt.
creation PC. This
Yeah,
what?
but you need console for certain games. You know, like
I
Astrobot,
agree
for
with that.
example.
Yeah, like GTA 6 you'll need it for, but like everything else, dude, there's in fact, especially in our community, there's like not many people who focus on the PC side of things. And there's people who definitely want to hear that. Like within this community, like the people watching this now,
Yeah.
like my channel isn't PC focused. Every now and then I'll talk about PC, but it's not PC focused. There's not a lot of that in this community. There's definitely room for you to do that if you care to do that.
All right. I just like having the balance. I don't like the idea of not being able to enjoy something that's on one of the premium consoles, because
I agree with
I don't
that.
mind missing out. I don't mind missing out on Nintendo stuff, but I'd be pretty miffed if I couldn't get on Astrobot right now. Right? Like
Yeah.
obviously I've played it for an hour. I think I got like 3 bronze trophies and then I jumped off. But if I hadn't played it and I didn't have the option to play it, I'd be pissed. So I want to keep the door open for console, at least for a little bit. If I sell you a rifle that can take down bucks, but you only take down rabbits, whose fault is it, Low? It's definitely my fault. It's definitely my fault for only taking down rabbits. What's the point? Yobi is enjoying the humor. Says that's funny. I mean, a lot of them are, right? Some aren't, but for the sake of artistic freedom, a few aren't. Yeah, that's a solid point, I guess. Loke, with careful consideration, I now class myself as an expert. Hope you understand. This is obviously not Osh's. This is obviously not him. Osh's the goalpost
He's
mover.
not an expert.
That is not Osh's. If there's one platform Osh's does not appreciate right now, it's Xbox.
Yeah, he's made that
Yeah, a lot
clear a
of
few
content. The
times.
apps aren't focused. Sorry, Matt, you're saying?
I said he's made that clear a few times.
He's really upset with Xbox.
uh,
If you're willing to wait, you don't need a console, but here's my alternative. I like using my PC for more than gaming, so the dedicated box will always serve me better. Fair enough. Do you want PlayStation or Xbox consoles boxes to say our console can do blah blah blah, but we can't help that devs don't optimize because they're stupid? Jacob, all I wanted was a little asterisk, and then at some point, either within the console in a little booklet or even around the box, explain that specific point. That's all. That's all.
but
That's all I wanted.
you also need to factor in, and that's the last thing I'll say on it, that most people getting the
Doesn't have to be the
console.
last thing, dude. We're not in a rush. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I don't want to just take a bunch of time on it. But like you got to factor in the fact that most people who are buying the Xbox, like they're not you or me or anybody like watching this for that matter. They're just people who see the Xbox or the PlayStation, like, I want that. I want to play the new thing, and they get it. Like they don't like even if let's say Microsoft was to throw in a little asterisk and said, "Hey, our box can do this, but it's up to the developer to do X, Y, and Z to make that happen." Nobody cares. No, nobody cares about that. Nobody's gonna read it. It's not gonna add anything to anything at
I would
all.
have read it. I read
Yeah, but
everything.
you're like, but look, you are like 0.0001% of the gaming community. We are that's
Thanks,
us.
bro.
That's us.
Thank
We
you.
are that 0.001% of the gaming community. That would go like, oh, that's a cool little detail. But most people would never see it. They never think about it. They honestly would get the console and just honestly they would just assume everything's running at 4K because they don't know better and they don't really care. Like it's just the way it is.
Oh, the fantasy team. God damn. Okay. All right. I need to go and check how bad
Hell
it's
is my
going.
era.
Vic, you need to explain to me how that works in terms of what can I do? What can I do to like recover? Like, can I redraft my players? What can I do? I appreciate Xbox with oh my lord. This guy is trolling Oshus all over
He's
the
a real
place.
gamer. God
Jacob
bless.
Chibis devs with a lot of restrictions. A guy tried to sue Sony for Killzone Shadowfall, had lower frame rate than said. The guy lost.
Yep.
Yeah, obviously he lost. He doesn't have like top tier lawyers. What you think? You think in the courtroom, the winner is the person that's right, bro? I have some stories to tell you, Jacob. I have some stories to tell you. I've been in a situation where we would get, you know what? Let me not get into that. Look, that's cap. You wouldn't read it. Oh, Mo. I
Who
write
wouldn't?
like, I write like 22-page memos weekly. Reading is not a problem for me. It's really not.
But but
Uh,
but would you read it though? Like you say you bring home a brand new console. You're excited to play it. I know
yes.
for me personally, if I bring home a brand new console, I'm hyped. I just want to turn it on. I want to play my game. I'm not going to be reading that instruction manual. I ain't reading that shit. I got time for it. I want to play the game.
I do read. I do read the
Well,
instruction,
God bless you, bud.
which is almost nothing right now. Now it's like 2 pages in English and then 2 pages in French, 2 pages. It's nothing. They tell you almost nothing about these consoles. Um, if you did, you would see the asterisk on the side of the box and read it. My problem is that there's no asterisk on the giant 120, on the giant 4K, on the giant 8K. That's my problem. Because the customer, as Matt correctly pointed out, is not paying attention to the fine print. So the right thing to do for the consumer is to put the asterisk on the giant marketing little the MacGuffins on the box, so they know to check that there's terms and conditions to those 120 FPS, to those 4K, to those 8K.
But nobody reads the terms and conditions. Look, nobody cares. They get the console. I'm just telling you what it like. They get the console and they're like, Fortnite. They get the console and they go Fortnite right away, right now, and they play Fortnite and then they're happy.
Uh, what I should have said is we can't decide who will do what in terms of regardless. Exactly, Jacob. Regardless, what the only thing, and if anyone has the patience to go and check the first time me and Ham went at this for 3 hours, the only thing that I was complaining about is I wanted a giant asterisk right next to the giant 4K, right next to the giant 8K, right next to the giant 120 FPS. And then I wanted the explanation to those asterisks to be somewhere on or inside the box. That's all I requested. Welcome in,
You
Mike.
excited for Assassin's
Appreciate
Creed
you.
Shadows? Look,
Me,
yeah,
yeah. I'm
let's go.
excited. I'm excited.
Can't wait.
But if you read like you say you do, you would know that you know that no matter where it is in the book. Exactly. But again, Big Mad Mo, and this is another thing. This is this. I'm repeating myself. I'm repeating myself.
Loke is on
We
one
need to
today.
divorce. We need to be able to divorce our personal selves from the evaluations that we make about community, about consumers at large, etc., etc. Because this is not about just me. This is about me. This is about me looking at how this affects the consumer at large.
But okay, to that point, Loke, divorcing you from this issue.
Yes.
No, the average consumer doesn't care. This isn't a thought to them.
Yes.
So in
Yes.
divorcing yourself from this issue and trying to focus on them, they're not even focused on it. Loke. They do not care. You care, and that's fine. That's valid. That's really, I'm dead serious. That's valid, but they don't. So it's not even about like thinking about them really, because
It is. You know why?
they don't care.
You know why?
Why?
Even if they don't care, it is your legal obligation to not to put out false advertising
That's not okay. Yeah, all right. I
or
don't want to do that. I
deceptive
don't want to do it.
or deceptive marketing,
Um,
whatever you want to call it.
I agree. I agree.
You shouldn't be trying to fool people.
I agree.
Yeah, they really don't, sadly. Who reads the box? I play games, not terms and conditions. Unfortunately, you know what, I can't say too much about what I do. I read the terms and conditions. Not of like I don't read the terms and conditions on games because that shit is wild, but definitely for like the consoles and stuff, regardless of money or not. So thanks to him, you're allowed a lawyer in the US nowadays, regardless of rich or poor. But Jacob, if you have a team of lawyers, right? The best lawyers, I don't care if you have a public defender. The public defender is defending 20 people at a time. The public defender barely freaking knows what your situation is. He's trying to get through you so he can have a nap because he has another 3 court cases in 2 hours. So imagine that public defender versus a team of lawyers who are ready to go into litigation for the next 5 years. And these guys know how to keep extending and extending and extending. And court case is not just about the truth. You need to be able to afford the truth, my brother. You don't just rock up with the truth. The truth costs money. That's not true. Regardless, $0, that's not true. That is not true. Consumers don't care. It's fine. Consumers might not care, but is it right or not? That's the question. Putting microtransactions in a $70 game, consumers might not care, but is it right or not? What the average consumer does care about price and value. Yeah, it's on the box, so not false advert. Oh my goodness. Oh, this guy. All right, easy, Loke. Don't get yourself in trouble. Protect. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Dude, I almost said too much about my work. I almost said too much. God damn. Each iOS updates, the TOS are like 400 pages long. Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah,
not
fuck
saying
that.
I'm not saying I check updates. I read the whole thing for video games. That's not what I was saying. I'm just talking about 120 frames per second, 8K, 4K on a $700, $600, $1,000, whatever you pay purchase, one-off purchase for consoles. That's all I was talking about.
For all I know,
That was a fun
after
tangent.
after I die, Windows could have my kidneys. For all I know, I mean, they could take my kidneys. I don't know. I don't know what I've signed up for. All I
You just
know is I
agree,
turn on my PC and it works. That's
and
it.
you're like, and if they put on your form in front of you, just agree.
I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's have at it. It's like that one
Damn it.
a couple like a month ago or whatever. That one guy tried to sue Disney because his wife died at the theme park or whatever. And they're like, actually, you can't sue us because you agreed to the terms and conditions on your Disney Plus subscription. It's like, what?
What
What was
happened?
in that? You didn't hear about that? There's a guy poor guy lost his wife at the theme park and tried to sue Disney, and Disney's like, actually, you can't sue us because you waived your rights to do so when you signed up for Disney Plus and accepted the terms and conditions.
What?
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't heard about that. That was like last month, I think.
Wait, so his wife died
Yeah,
at
I can't
Disney.
remember what the situation was. I think like she ate food there. She was allergic to something, and she ate something or something like that. She died, and then he was going to sue them, and they said you've waived your rights to sue us when you signed up for Disney Plus.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was wild. It
That's
was a wild story.
But it's ridiculous on both ends because how can you sue Disney just because your wife ate something that was off at Disney? Like
I
are all the vendors employed by Disney?
I don't know. That's like I don't know all the details. I can't remember if that's exactly how that happened. All I know is
Because
uh, something
sometimes like
happened
the
to people.
land can be Disney's, right? The land can be Disney's, but the vendors
Yeah,
inside the
yeah,
venue can be independent. So how
definitely.
can
I don't
Vince
know.
says the case is still in the making.
Oh
He did.
yes,
Oh my
he
God!
only
He
got the
only posted
trial
it.
for 30 days. Yeah,
What?
and
Two
within that
years
trial,
prior.
he waived his rights to
2 years prior. What?
sue
Yo,
Disney.
we need to read the terms and conditions. I want to know exactly which line waives my rights because I went on a trial of Disney. That
Yeah,
is crazy. Matt, let's look at some video games before
let's
we
do that.
hop on out of here. I wonder how many frames per second these ones are running on.
Probably
So
60.
this is Decadent official Madness trailer. Prepare to step deeper into insanity. Check out the latest Decadent trailer to see Eldritch horrors and more from its upcoming Lovecraftian horror FPS game. The latest Decadent of the latest Decadent trailer gives a look at the Madness system as you quest to save your lost son. Will challenge not only your skills but your mind itself. All right, we have to get the audio off because there's music. Yeah, this looks nice.
All right, yeah, I'm already kind of sold.
This,
This looks kind of like a VR game. Is this a VR
yeah,
game?
I don't know. Let me scroll down. Uh, it doesn't say.
Huh.
Let's Google this real quick because this looks wild. What? God damn it. Story driven. I just see trailers for it. I don't see any information.
Yeah, well, if you're not seeing VR, then I'm assuming it's not VR.
Okay. It's launching in 2025 for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. So it's not VR.
Okay, yeah. It looks VR. That's pretty interesting, though.
This looks very nice. And then there's an eye on the back of your hand. That looks disgusting.
Oh, yeah. I don't love that. I don't know. That makes me uncomfortable. But
It does.
outside of that, it looks cool.
Yeah, the graphics look very nice. But these are like it's like a trailer. It's like movie. It's not actual gameplay.
And even the way he just shot that gun looks like it's VR. It looks like the gun was moving around.
Whoa, that's a big one. Looks like he stabbed the thing in its balls. What the hell? What is that?
Dude, I don't know what's going on in this game.
Yo, Yeah, yeah, that's decadent.
That's wild.
That looks good. Anyone interested in the chat?
I think everyone's
What's
just
this?
scared in the chat.
It's called decadent. This looks like Unreal Engine issues. Well, it doesn't
Yeah,
look like
that
it's
might
got
be it.
It looks very good though.
Also, it's not out till 2025, so they still got time to iron out whatever. Could be wrong.
Curie Cosmos read the terms of service. Please tell us which line. Tell us what it says. Copy and paste it into the chat. I want to
Don't
see
do that.
what
You couldn't do
Disney.
that for that. You'd have to
What
put in
Disney?
like 400 messages.
What to get the line on the Disney EULA?
To copy it word for word, you'd have to put in like 1,000 messages on this chat. Because you can
No,
only
not
do
the
like
whole
100.
thing.
Yeah,
No,
you can
not the
only.
whole thing. Not the whole
Oh,
thing. Curie says, I can tell you which line from experience. I always read EULA and terms of service. I can't copy and paste right now, fam. I'll tell you what to look for. All right. All right. Also, it's, you know what? This is worth waiting for Friday. Matt, bring this up on Friday, and Curie, please have the excerpt ready for Friday's podcast, because that is wild to me. You signed up to watch TV shows. Now they can do whatever, and your wife can die and no one's liable. That's crazy. Anyways, that's Decadent, coming out in 2025. Make sure to check it out if you're interested. We're not shilling for anyone. Promise. Next is Heart Electric. Matt, here's your first look at Heart Electric, an upcoming,
I
fast-paced
already don't
new
like what I see.
four-team hero shooter.
I mean, just that half of that picture right there, I don't like what I see. No. No.
Curie, anyone? Curie? Is anyone getting Concord vibes?
That's not even Concord. That's worse than Concord to me, honestly. What is that? Is that a lizard? Is it a frog? Is it what is that? I think it's a lizard, maybe?
Here's the quote, Matt. By agreeing to these terms and services, you agree to waive your rights to class action lawsuits. That's what they typically put in there. That is wild.
Yeah, that sounds spot on for a slimy corporation, I guess. Sounds about right.
Yo. Anyways, thank you so much, Curie. Appreciate that. Let's check out the game that Matt is so excited to play next year.
We don't even need to do that.
Oh my god. Riveting.
Wow.
Riveting.
This looks just like this looks just like any other hero shooter. I mean,
wow, what a banger.
And I feel bad. I feel bad because it's like I don't want to shit on the devs. I know people work to make the game and everything, but it's like, dude, this. I don't know. Like this, it doesn't.
Okay, this characters at least the characters look attractive. I'm just saying.
That was pretty cool. The whole like, it looked like they had like a grapple there, sort of. That was pretty interesting. But yeah, I don't know. Just hero shooters don't get me excited, really.
Damn. This is like when Ham sees another Souls, like it's like, bro, come on.
Yeah, I'm like that with I'm like that with Souls likes now too. It's just like every game show we have, and it'll be the same at the Game Awards. It's gonna be like 4 Souls likes that are announced, and they're all gonna look more or less the same. It always happens, and I'm just like, losing interest.
Oh man.
But to be fair, this doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. And then I see that photo again, and I'm like, oh, yeah. What's it called? Heart Electric.
The way you
Yeah.
say it, at risk of sounding like a weeb, I don't like first person. Kiri, you're not a weeb. I also don't like first person, but Cyberpunk has me in a chokehold.
Oh,
Like,
dude, I love first person game. I mean, FPS game, like first person shooters. I love that. That's my jam. That and
yeah,
RPGs are like my main thing.
I don't like FPS games. I prefer third person over the shoulder. You know, the usual PlayStation template. That's what I prefer.
They
So,
brainwashed them. They brainwashed you, bud.
and you've also been brainwashed
No,
to like first
no,
person games. What
no,
now?
no, I
What?
haven't. I'm just a fully evolved gamer. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god. Of course. Of course. If I wanted more Overwatch, I'd play Overwatch too. Gandhi.
Yeah, this
Gandhi
just
did
looks like
not say that.
Overwatch.
Gandhi did not say that, Vin. Does it?
It looks like and again, Overwatch is really popular, so who knows? Maybe this gets crazy popular, but it's just like it's gonna be tough when you look just like Overwatch. I don't know, because that's just
Curie
gonna
has
make
a
people
good
want to play
point.
Overwatch.
Curie Cosmos has a good point here. And maybe they should go back to like making some arena
Yeah,
shooting.
dude, this is why I'm really pulling for Splitgate too. I played a little bit of that alpha. They had their little alpha thing for PC for Splitgate 2. I mean, there's definitely I have some critiques on it. Um, I loved I loved Splitgate 1. It was a breath of fresh air. It was like
Yeah.
a proper arena shooter in a time where that just doesn't exist anymore. But dude, if we could get to like an era where we're getting like Unreal Tournament and Quake and like Halo hits its stride again, like Halo launches with content, hits its stride and everything, like that's like the dream scenario for me. That's like peak gaming.
Curie, you know what? The great thing about video games is they don't rot. That's the great thing about them. You can get to Cyberpunk in 2030 if you want. It's fine. It's fine. I'm with Mike, RPGs and
Matt.
FPS. All right. It's Matt. Matt, not Mike. Matt likes
Although I
games.
will take Mike because that's probably gonna upset my buddy Hard Days Mike, so I'll take that.
Probably. That'll probably piss him off, yeah. Uh Pony confirmed, see Loke, it never leaves you. Listen, Sony do not have um copyright over third person action adventure games. They don't. You
They
can you
just
can
seem
find
like
them
they
on
do.
PC. Yeah, you can find them on PC, you can find them on Nintendo even. It's fine. So okay, no one's feeling this. No one in the chat. You're not feeling it. I'm not feeling it.
No, is this like an early access thing? Like what? Because it looks kind of rough. Maybe that's just the strain. I
Yeah, it
don't
does look rough. It does look rough. It's in early access. Yeah, playtest
Gotcha.
on Steam.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're watching this after the stream, it's Hot Electric. Make sure to check it out if this is your jam. It's definitely not for us.
Yeah,
Next
I'm good.
we have an interesting game. I just looked at the description. I didn't watch the video. The description says, get a look at some Junctions gameplay in this new trailer for upcoming sandbox simulation game. Prepare to place roads, tunnels, bridges, and rails and customize the way they intersect. Test your skills designing a unique interchange the world has never seen before, or recreate one you've already spotted by importing real world data. Junctions has a planned release window of 2025 on Steam. So this is definitely for me. This one's for me. Like essentially it's road management. I can see myself streaming this.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So my question for this is how would they how would they place demands on me? Because you can't just make the roads. They would have to figure out a way to communicate that. Oh, okay, I see it. See this, Matt? See the arrows?
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's how they're going to like add demand and be like, there's going to be X amount of cars that'll be coming through here and whatever. Oh, this is interesting. This is very novel, bro. My management OCD is kicking in. I could get lost here.
Luke's gonna play it for 1,000 hours.
Oh my god. Oh man. Yep. I want to play this game. I want to play it now. Like right now. That's what I want to do.
Is it in early access?
No, it's coming in 2025.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you can follow one specific car. Interesting.
I wonder, are those like licensed cars? Like, is that really a Lancer right there?
That looks like a Lancer.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool if they had that.
And risky.
Yeah, that'd be incredibly risky. Because I mean, I'm assuming they didn't pay for that. But you know, if they don't call it a Mitsubishi Lancer, then what can you do? I can't do nothing about that.
Yeah. My brother plays a lot of City Skylines. I haven't given it a go yet. It just seems very addictive, and one addiction is good enough for me. Football Manager is addictive enough for me. I take back what I said, Loke. You have redeemed yourself with this rubbish. This is not rubbish. Matt, are you interested in this game?
Nah, I'm not really into management sims.
God damn, Vic, check it out. If you could see yourself streaming, then I can see myself not watching. God damn. Yo.
Oh man, I love that.
Yo.
That's
Okay.
support right there.
Jacob Novak. This game is called Junctions. It's got a weird spelling. Let me see. This is it. Junctions. Essentially, you manage traffic. So you know how, like, oh, Matt, think about this. You know how everyone says that New York traffic is crazy. Imagine one of the challenges in this game is managing New York traffic and making it smooth. Now there's a challenge.
Right, have to redesign the whole city.
It might have to. Luke was never not redeemed. Oh, appreciate you. Okay, so that's Junctions. I'm not deleting this because I'm definitely going to add it to my wish list. I hope you guys eventually come and watch a stream or two. But obviously, we have to stream Dustborn first. That's going to be extra. The last game we're going to look at, Matt, is called Hit Pig. So you know how there's Hitman? Now it's Hit Pig.
Tell me it's just Hitman with a pig.
Yeah, it's a clever bounty hunting pig who catches escaped animals and returns them to their owners. His next job is his biggest yet. Return a dancing elephant named Pickles to a maniacal Vegas showman for $1 million. The mission quickly escalates into a wild adventure around the world. When danger looms, it's up to Hit Pig to save the day. But he can't do it alone. He must realize that some things are more important than a paycheck and finds the greatest bounty of all, friends. They ruined it at the end.
Man, that's beautiful.
They ruined it.
Is this a movie?
Is it?
That looks like a movie.
This is a freaking movie.
I love that.
All right. Screw it. Nope, we're not looking at movies. last time we got like a copyright strike or something, so no
It
movies.
was almost a guaranteed game of the year. Almost.
Almost, almost. Porque Dio? Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. We're 20 minutes over the limit, but we had a good time. At least I know I did. I learned a
Damn.
bit more about my bad take on the 60 FPS or the 120 FPS and the 4K, the 8K.
God bless.
I'll try and I'll try and sit that one out, but it still hurts. It still sucks. I got an awesome TV because I believed those boxes, or according to you guys, I misinterpreted them.
Well, I
Um,
mean, what makes you feel better? I mean, shit, I got two TVs. I got a Samsung at the beginning of the generation, and then I just recently got this Hisense. And it's like, for me, it's worth it because it's like those support the 4K 120 up. Like I can play Call of Duty on both those TVs in the 120 FPS mode, and it's fantastic. Looks great.
all right, Vince. There was no Diddy part on Wednesdays. We tried to keep it strictly gaming.
Yeah,
So maybe Friday, if Cozy and Matt are feeling spicy.
I don't even know what you can say
Most
about that.
most
Jeez.
probably Monday. Most probably Monday. We're gonna delve into that one. Jacob has three TVs. The Forever Winter I'm waiting. Oh yeah, Forever Winter. I saw that on Asmongold's channel. That looks like a very nice game. It looks like it's going to be very nice. And I'm not even like an always online MMO type of guy, but Forever Winter looks good. Guys, make sure to like and subscribe if you're new. If you're not, still, we need you to like and share this out so people can watch.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell for notifications, please, please. Thank you so much for everyone for coming through and engaging. Thank you for all the comments. We really appreciate the back and forth. Thank you for roasting me because you guys all disagree with me. I'm very grateful for that. Thank you so much. Vic, appreciate the super chats. No, seriously, I'm serious, man. If we only speak to the people that agree with us, we can never grow mentally, in my opinion. You need to talk to people that disagree with you so they can even either reinforce your point or give you a better point. So yeah, thank you so much for the super chats from Vic. Thank you to everyone that came through. Vincent Vega, you came. You were late, but you came through. Curie, appreciate the comments. Ty, thank you so much. Jacob Novik, Sour Blow, Big Mad Mo, Mike Johnson. Thank you so much, Fark. Oshus, the goalpost mover, the legendary, the always legendary Yobi, Stanley Francois, John Wolf. Wow, it's a lot of people that rock up, man. Ray Chi.
Yeah,
It's a lot of people that come through to watch our stream. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
for real.
Um, peace, love, life. Matt,
Yo.
please plug your stuff before we hop on our.
Ooh, you can find me on YouTube. Matt Likes Games videos every week. You can find me here Fridays, normally Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern for bull sitting. You can also find me, like I said, on YouTube, Matt Likes Games. Like I said, videos every week. Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern is the L3R3 podcast with myself, Days Mike, and it's me, Twan. And Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern is the Two Player Podcast with myself and Ham Solo. Thank you for having me on. That is where you can find me.
Thank you so much for coming through last minute.
No
Like
problem.
literally, I called you 30 minus 30 minutes to go, and I was like, dude, please come through. So thank you so much.
No problem.
Fark, I realized this only after the words had left my mouth. There was no taking it back. It just happened. Just happened. Oh my goodness. Anyways, again, thank you to everyone for coming through. Really appreciate you guys. As you all know, we have shows every single day of the week on TSWS. and Saturdays, right? So Wednesdays we do the lowdown. Usually it's me and Ham, but as I said at the top of the show, he had some issues to deal with on the personal side. So Wednesdays we do the lowdown to discuss video game news, and sometimes we go on tangents like we just did today on the whole 120 FPS on the boxes thing. Thursdays, Ham usually does the football podcast. That's FOOTBALL. And then the college football podcast. He streams college football on TSWS. It's a good time. Y'all should come through on Thursdays. Fridays we do bull sitting. It's a podcast that we do with the whole TSWS family. So that's me, Ham, Cozy, Matt Likes Games, Mental 9R, and a special guest or two. This week, if I'm not mistaken, it's our brother Yobi coming through. Says he has some time, so it's going to be fun. Saturday, it's Kalela playing ranked matches of Halo. Make sure to come through. She's very good. I've seen a couple, and I can't shoot as well as she does. I don't know how she does it, but she's very good at ranked on Halo. Sundays were off, but on Monday it's everything plus gaming on TSWS. So that's me, Ham, and then later on Taye, who we saw in the chat, and Oshus to chop up a lot of subjects that include gaming, but sometimes there's topics bigger than gaming. Like for example, that famous attempted taking out of the leader of the world, of the free world. So that's Mondays on Everything Plus Gaming. Tuesdays I do the football podcast with Football Manager. So that's FUTBOL. I'm guessing that's how you guys spell it. So Tuesdays and Thursdays.
SOCCER.
Tuesdays, Thursdays. Sorry, Matt?
I was saying that's SOCCER.
No, it's not soccer. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays on TSWS, we have video game streams.
It is soccer.
Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we have video game podcasts. So please make sure to come through. We appreciate everyone that has come through today, and we'll definitely see you tomorrow for Ham Solo's stream of college football. If that is not possible, me and Matt might have to cook something up quickly.
I'll be at work tomorrow for 4 to 8. So
all right,
yeah,
I'll cook something up. You know what? We might have 2 Football Manager streams in 1 week. We shall see. Anyway, thank you so much for coming through, people. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.